On this edition of the Marne Ford, we'll explain how soldiers keep their vehicles running, take you to the opening of a new police station, and show you a game of poker played Rakistan style. All this and more coming up. Hello and welcome to this edition of the Marne Ford. I'm Specialist Rebecka Reyes reporting from Baghdad. A top U.S. official made his way to Iraq recently, and while he was here, he toured 2 Task Force Marne patrol bases. In this next story, I'll take you along on the trip and show you what Undersecretary Edelman saw during his visit. Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, Iraqi Edelman, was joined on his tour in Iraq by Brigadier General Edward Cardone, Task Force Marne Deputy Commanding General for support. Together, they visited Patrol Base Assassin, where Edelman had a chance to hear from local leaders and see the recent improvements in security in the area.
We took Secretary Edelman out to Patrol Base Assassin so we could visit with the Sons of Iraq leaders that are both Sunni and Shia working together in that area. And that's a good news story. There's not a lot of areas like that in Iraq.
Next, they visited Patrol Base Stone, where they toured a vocational school. Here, members of the Sons of Iraq are learning construction skills that they'll put to work improving their villages.
I hope what he takes away is that the Sons of Iraq are vital to the security, that we have to continue funding them until the government of Iraq picks up their funding, and then we have to transition them back into Iraqi society, and that where Sons of Iraq are operating, we have a stable security environment.
By the time the tour ended, Secretary Edelman had a better sense of the work that soldiers had completed and was able to see firsthand new security and economic opportunities in the area. It's been a busy week in Iraq. Here's this week's Marne News Minute. When soldiers of the 6th Squadron 8th Cavalry Regiment began inspecting chicken coops in Rajab last December, they found munitions caches and bomb-making materials instead of poultry. Although peace has largely returned to the area, agriculture, the main source of employment for local residents, is struggling. With help from soldiers of 6th ACAV and the U.S. Department of State's Baghdad 7 Embedded Provincial Reconstruction Team, farmers here are hopeful that prosperity will return. More than 13,000 chicks were delivered to 10 poultry farmers in the Rajab area May 6th. This delivery of egg-laying chicks is aimed at providing farmers with a more sustainable income for the largely family-based farm. And that's your Marne News Minute. The local law enforcement tasks have been handed over to the Iraqi police, and like cops anywhere in the world, they need a place to hang their hat. Army Sergeant Desiree Wright has this story on the recent Iraqi police station opening in Yusufia.
Iraqi police and military welcome a new Iraqi police station in Yusufia, Nahia. The ribbon-cutting ceremony, April 30th, is another step forward as the government in the Mahmudiyya Qada takes securing the people into its own hands. This is the only Iraqi police station in Yusufia, but it's not the first time the Nahia has tried to establish one. Insurgent attacks halted a previous attempt to build the station in 2006. Operations in the area by 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division, Rakistan soldiers have been aimed at assisting the local government to provide security and central services for its citizens. The event brought forth many distinguished visitors and speakers, among them Brigadier General Abed Mohammed Awan.
If God is willing, there will be a new police system in all of southern Baghdad in the Mahmudiyya district, and there will be a recruiting of all the sons of the tribes, no matter what their beliefs, all kinds of sectarian, whether Shia or Sunni.
The day concluded with food and celebration as the police in Yusufia enjoyed this milestone in their community. Reporting from Camp Stryker for the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division, Rakistan, I'm Army Staff Sergeant Desiree Wright.
Most people back home take their vehicles to their neighborhood mechanic for an oil change and a tune-up. But here in Iraq, things work differently. The bigger the mission, the bigger the machine. Specialist Stephen Crowfoot has this story on how mechanics from the 26th Brigade Support Battalion keep their vehicles running.
The 26th Brigade Support Battalion at Forward Operating Base Kazu performs preventive maintenance and checks, or PMCS, on 120 vehicles a day. Specialist Ramon Reyes says the last thing you want is an equipment breakdown.
Today we're doing command maintenance, working on doing a PMCS on all our vehicles, getting them clean, checking all our equipment, making sure everything's all right. So if they ever got to go on the road, or the ones that do go on the road, they won't break down.
Reyes says the small things can make all the difference when it comes to the mission.
Simple stuff like making sure your oil is all right, your transmission's all right, and you have fuel in your tank to get you through. Especially with your AC, because with all that gear on and the AC is not working, you're really sweating a lot. You lose a lot of fluids, a lot of salt, and it's easy for you to go, for you to pass out or for you to go to heat stroke with all that gear on. So you got to make sure everything's working.
Specialist Shane Brown says this is a vital operation.
You can't have anything going wrong when you're out on the road, obviously. So if you ensure all your equipment's good to go, and you won't have any problems when you're out there, and you can get back on base and everything will be good.
No matter how hard they work, members of the 26th do the job with a smile. Reporting from Forward Operating Base Kazu, I'm Specialist Stephen Krogler.